Great. Welcome back. Welcome to April. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I feel like I've seen you all week, so.
Well, yeah, we do work together.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Some big meetings this week.
Big and long.
Big and long, and thanks everyone for coming and sharing your thoughts and sticking with us while we had our Monday meeting, our special meeting, and our regular council meeting on Tuesday. We're making some real progress on a lot of fronts, one of which we're going to talk about, which is we're in the middle of budget season. So a couple of quick things. Congratulations to Tom Parks. Do you know Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a wonderful human being. He is the Carmel Residents Association Citizen of the Year. So congratulations, Tom. Very well deserved.
Very much so.
And the celebration, I guess the induction ceremony, is next Thursday, the 10th, at 5:30 at the Carmel Women's Club. So he joins very illustrious the ranks of Carmel Citizens of the Year. And if you're not already a member of CRA, it's a great organization to join. Contribute a lot to the village.
How much did they pay you for that plug?
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing.
Amazing.
But, again, great organization. Thanks for all they do in contributing and providing feedback on the residents' passion points and what's important to the residents.
Absolutely.
So it's really helpful. You're going to federal funding. So
how much federal funding do we get, Chip?
we do not receive a lot of federal funding.
Almost none.
Almost none. We do get some money for some subscription services and broadband for the library. And again, some subscriptions to some publications. And so, we're looking at, I don't know, maybe a $7,000 to $10,000 loss.
What, is federal funding going away?
There may be cuts. There may be cuts to federal funding for some of those services. So we'll see. But please rest assured that we will fill any gaps.
Yeah.
So again, we're not a jurisdiction or agency that is likely to receive large cuts in programs as a result of.
But it's a good point
funding.
because some of our colleagues in larger jurisdictions, like San Jose, Sacramento, Fresno, even one of our superpowers, small but mighty, is that we don't really have to rely on federal funds. So it's a good point.
It is. It's a really good point. But, some of our sibling agencies like Monterey County or Santa Cruz County receive large amounts of federal funding. And with that funding potentially going away, we may have impacts on our village. So we may have, there may be the losses in funding may result in, I don't even know how to say it, impacts.
Secondary impacts.
Secondary impacts. So we're just conscious of that, and we're certainly in close communication with our colleagues. So we'll continue to track that. And as we talked about, budget season. What do you want to share about?
We're bearing down on budget season. We have to have a budget adopted, balanced budget adopted by June 30th.
We're like the only ones.
Yeah, exactly. And so we are hard at work right now behind the scenes, and just part of the educational piece that we do here. Where we're at now in the process is all the departments are charged with looking at their budgets for last year, thinking about what they need to do next year to serve the village and fulfill the policy guidance we've had from council over the year and direction from you, of course. And then they basically they project their next year, and all of those departments over these last week and then into next week, they come together with you and I and our finance manager and our accountant to do what we call budget defense meetings. They're very cordial. They're not, but that's just what we call them. But we go through each department's budget and take a critical eye and say, what do we really need to do next year? Where can we maybe find some savings? And as we do that, each of those department budgets then gets stitched back together into the larger budget. And that happens over the next month. And the nice thing is this year, we have our financial stewardship work group, which has Council Member Hans Buder and Mayor Pro Tem Robert Delves. Bob Delves, he doesn't like to be called Robert. Bob Delves. And so they're working with us hand in hand through that process, which has been really, I've been really plussed about that group.
It's been great.
Yeah.
It's been great. Just, asking a lot of really good questions about why we do things and why we don't.
Yeah. So once we get through that sort of restitching of the budget, then it gets stitched together even larger with with that CIP we've been talking about. And then May 6th is going to be the next sort of like community swing at that. And that's the introduction of the draft budget to council. And that's when we start that Q&A process that we've been doing the last few years, where we get questions from council, from the community. We throw a couple thoughts in there too. And it's a living document that then gets us through the rest of budget season all the way through adoption, that has all the questions and answers that we come up with. And so that's where we're at.
Yeah, and I think that, so it's two sides. You talked about the expenditure side. The other side that we look at throughout the year, let alone in this, kind of current situation, economic situation, is revenue trends. And, 2/3 of our budget does come visitor, trade, and traffic. And with what's happening with inflation, employment, interest rates, tariffs, will that have an impact on people being willing to visit the village and spend time and ideally money here? So that's a really important part of the formula. We are, quite frankly, projecting some headwinds, and there is some uncertainty. I wish there were certainty. Uncertainty in that realm of revenues, people coming to the village. So we're, as usual, being cautious yet very optimistic in the long run. So please stay tuned. The workshop on the budget will be the week of May 19th.
That's right.
So then we come back and we have a session to talk about the questions and answers, and the council gets to challenge some of our assumptions, and all lining up for a June adoption.
That's right. Yep. I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, please.
Okay. What else is going on? So next week, we've got a couple things going on. We've got the Planning Commission, regular Planning Commission meeting, your typical development projects, but a highlight is the JB Pastor project. That's the project right next to the 7th and Dolores. They're coming back after getting some guidance from the Planning Commission on the design, and so we'll be looking at that project again. And council. Oh yes, and over the long term, yes, council has been involved in this. Historic Resources Board, every one of our boards and commissions has been involved in it. But most recently, they've got some specific direction about their most recent design, so they're coming back with that.
And Mr. Pastor will be here he'll be here next week.
That's what I understand, yes. Whether he'll be at the meeting, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then also next week, kind of an exciting thing. Chief Red Eagle, who moved to Carmel in 1939. He had a storied life before that, spent some time with Buffalo Bill. There is an alley named for him that runs behind the Wells Fargo Bank between Mission and San Carlos. The sign had been deteriorated over years, maybe got nicked by a couple large vehicles going through there. So Cleve Waters, our fabulous maintenance manager up in Public Works, had pulled it down, found a way to get it reproduced. Nice redwood carved sign. The original is safe at the library. So we're going to be doing a rededication on Monday at 10 a.m. We have a few folks that we tried to find family members, but at least folks that have known him, like Cindy Lloyd, actually knew him, Sarah Burling, and she's collecting a few other folks to come and be part of that. So that's Monday at 10 a.m. If you want to come join us, it's going to be short, sweet, nothing fancy, but we are going to rededicate a brand new sign out there for Chief Red Eagle Alley.
Lane.
Thank you. That's all I got.
Yeah, it'll be great. And yeah, we'll reinstall, but yeah, it'll be wonderful. And he used to live on Red Eagle Lane. We used to live on that alley, and we renamed it on his behalf. So it should be a really nice community event. So thank you for coordinating that, and thank you to Cleve for the replica sign is identical. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it looks great. And that's all I got. Other than, I guess we probably should tell people to take good care.